The shutdown is over. How's everyone doing today? Let me go turn on my computer. Ow, 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 ow. I can't breathe, I'm waiting for the exhale. No love, oh, oh, oh. Yeah. How you doing, J-Man? The government shutdown is finally over. I'm excited. Everything's good, just a little allergies, but how's it going for you?
Victim had full physical custody.
Just started. Mm-mm-mm. How was your weekend? That's good. How was everybody's weekend? Good, that's good. How you doing, Carson? I'm good. Thanks for asking. Don't forget hit that like and subscribe button. How you doing? How you doing, Mela? Thank you. Appreciate it. I got a 786 subscribers, 14 to go to 800. Yeah, we could be friends right here. How you doing, Yuri? I'm still in, is my back pain? I'm still in pain. But thanks for asking. I do have my MRI on the on tomorrow. What the hell is FD? What is that? No, I haven't heard of that. Hit that like and subscribe button, everyone. No, I haven't heard of them. How you doing, Lewis? What is my favorite form of government? I don't know. That's good that your dad's picking you up tomorrow from school. But we don't talk about age here. Just don't mention your age. Six, seven. Oh. What does that mean? 6'7"?
Address on Porcupine Ridge that she shared with
How did you get away with that?
Temporary period over the summer, the young girls. They learned that Nikki and John returned to this address, the Paladura address, for the last time at 10 p.m. on August 6th, or around 10 p.m. They learned from Yoko that about 1 a.m. she was downstairs for a glass of water and ran into the defendant.
Oh, so why do people say it?
Describe to you when you hear from her as she appeared to be startled to see. The defendant and Yoko have a conversation. It's relatively brief. Yoko's in the kitchen cleaning up some dishes. The defendant has now entered the kitchen, and they begin to talk when the defendant tells Yoko, John's asleep. Don't go in there. Those aren't her words. You'll hear this through the course of the trial. She says, John's asleep. He's passed out. We have plans for him to move some more stuff in the morning. Kind of don't bother him kind of thing. Yoko then noticed that the lights were on in John's room, but decided, hey, if he's asleep, I'm not going to go in there. She returns back upstairs. Yoko went in, leaving Nikki or the defendant.
Bagel, cream cheese, and bacon.
You will learn very clearly that there were only 4 people in the home at the time of this incident. The victim, the defendant, Yoko, and Yoshi. Yoko also will tell you that around 8 a.m. she found John without a face.
Nope, I'm not playing music.
There's a bit of a language barrier. She'll do her best to describe what she initially saw and the shock, obviously, that ensued. So the defendant is the last person to see him. So investigators are very.
How you doing, Zach?
Homicide detectives summon her to the scene. They get a hold of her via a phone number given by a neighbor. She answers that phone. It's her phone. She agrees to come to the scene, leaving Debier and the girls are with the defendant as well. She, in her initial interview, says John is her ex. They shared the 2 children together. That they spent the whole day
I'm not
together
even
on
white.
August 6th, moving, shopping for the girls' school supplies, etc. Everything's normal from her perspective. That evening, they were moving the girls' things into her home on Porcupine, and she was, in fact, at the Paladura residence last night doing that. She would go on to describe it's a normal night, there's nothing out of sorts.
Why you gotta call me lame for him?
John was alive and well in the garage when she left. Remember that. Further investigation, of course, occurs. Homicide detectives are treating this very seriously. You will learn from many of them that when a homicide such as this comes in, they divide duties. There's too much for one person to do, and so although there is a detective who goes by the name of Dennis Ozawa,
no spamming or you're gonna get blocked.
In any way, the only person investigating this case, he had an entire team, and you will hear from many of those people. You will learn that one big thing in the modern days of investigation is video cameras.
I wasn't talking to you.
So they canvass all around. The Paladura residence is kind of right in the middle of all those yellow markers. They canvassed all these different addresses for anything, who saw, heard anything.
You can't be spamming, Lewis.
Some of those were fruitful, some of them were not. They knocked on the doors where video cameras were visibly present. They even knocked on doors where they weren't.
We don't talk about age here.
Someone saw or heard something, and they gathered a lot of footage. We're going to do our best during the course of this trial to streamline it for you. There's hundreds of hours of footage, and we're going to present it in the best way we can. They also learned that there is a neighbor directly to the left of the homicide scene who had a motion-activated Ring camera, which will become important later in the trial. There also was an autopsy, of course. The Henderson Detective Ozawa attended that autopsy. You will hear from the medical examiner in this case, Dr. Stephanie Yagi with Clark County Coroner's Office, who enlisted the assistance of the forensic anthropologist, Dr. Burns, who works out of UNO.
Yeah.
You will learn that Dr. Yagi surmised that the cause of death was homicide.
BRB.
And the manner of death was homicide. You will learn that she noted the non-thermal chemical burns on the body, which did not contribute to his death, but were notable for investigative purposes. Something important I want you to keep in the back of your mind is there were no bleeding injuries anywhere else on the body, so everything was focused neck.
Oh, my back hurts.
You will learn that the decapitation occurred post-mortem. There are histological reactions that the body has if this type of thing happens while you're still alive and your body is trying to actively repair itself. None of those were present during the course of the autopsy, and so the doctor will testify that this was a post-mortem decapitation. As I mentioned, she enlisted the assistance of a forensic anthropologist, Dr. Burns. You will hear from her as well. She will talk about the science behind what she does, and in this particular case, she was enlisted for the main purpose of determining what was used to cut off Mr. Lillette's head. She will tell you that she did microscopic examinations.
My lower back.
That thorough examination, she determined very clearly that there were 2 separate instruments used to chop off his head.
It's my lower back that
She even
hurts.
can narrow it down by time because of the layering.
My lower back. It's both, but my lower back is the most.
So she will surmise and testify that first, a serrated or non-serrated knife was used, so a knife, whether serrated or not. When that was unsuccessful, the defendant then used a powered saw of some sort. She can't narrow it down to class. You will learn the class of tool. You will learn that the bones in the neck, the cervical spine, are very small. There are areas on it which would reflect.
Thank you, everyone that's here. I
bones,
appreciate
but
it.
they're so small that she can't really surmise what type of saw. She'll testify that if it's a long bone, she has seen cases with dismemberment, involving dismemberment, but not a decapitation. But with dismemberment of larger bones, you can see more, which allows you to narrow down the type of saw that was used, but here that's not possible. Nonetheless, she will testify clearly that it was 2 different instruments, knife first, saw.
She's saying that she didn't do it. She pleaded that she did not do it. But I don't know. What we're hearing now is I don't know, 2 different instruments, knife and saw. I mean, is she saying that she didn't kill him and that her new boyfriend or husband did, or I don't know what's going on.
So why did she try to take a plea?
I don't know that she's saying that she didn't do it all of a sudden. At first, she pleaded guilty. This lady's retarded, man. She pleaded guilty, and then she pleaded not guilty. After they explained it to her what's happening last week during the the hearing, they had a hearing, and then she pleaded not guilty at the hearing recently.
Further investigation also revealed what Mr. Draskevich alluded to in
Oh,
jury
boy.
selection, a very non-traditional
Yeah.
I kind of mentioned this.
Oh, boy.
The investigation revealed that
Yeah,
the
romantic
defendant,
homicide.
after splitting with John, ultimately married his son, Devier.
That's weird.
Moves in with her. They are together for an extended period of time. The defendant loses custody of the girls,
How you
and
doing?
eventually the girls
Thank you for joining us.
end up for a short period of time over
You're
the
from
summer of
you're Chinese?
2023 before school starts, living in the home with the defendant and Devier, with Jonathan living back at the Paladura residence with his mom and Nishida. This is Clark County Department of Family Services document showing the parent placement verification letter describing that John was awarded full physical custody of the girls on October 27th.
How you doing?
Wow.
Clint
Jonathan, as I said, and the
Torres.
girls were living at 2698 Paladura at the time. You can see in the document that the defendant had
Everyone that's here,
supervised
please like and
visitation with
subscribe.
for an extended period of time. And you will
No,
learn,
I cannot
through
speak
various
Chinese.
witnesses that
I only
John
speak
kind of bent
English.
the rules with that and allowed her to see the girls a little bit more than was court ordered. You will also learn.
I'm
that
sorry to
John
hear
allowed
that
the
your
girls to
wife
stay with
cheated
the
on
defendant
you.
And Devier, as I mentioned, at the Porcupine Rim address over the summer of 2023, and that Jonathan was going to move in with the defendant and the girls to try to stabilize.
With your cousin.
We try to get everyone under the same roof.
Wow.
The girls were having a real hard time with the custody situation, and you know his main focus was the girls. Obviously, with all this information.
Oh, I'm
they've
watching the
gathered,
trial
defendant
right
is
now. I'm on
a person of
YouTube.
interest.
I'm watching a
The
trial.
last person to see
The
John,
boyfriend
he's been over
boyfriend
there.
beheaded murder trial.
Murder. There's all these ties. There's the custody paperwork I showed you earlier, the writings that were in his room.
Everyone that's
So
here,
they
please hit that like button, please. And subscribe.
That phone.
Here, but I'll just tell you there's.
What's that picture of the phone about?
That shows the distance between the homes. They're about 30 minutes.
I'm from
apart.
the United
Paladura
States,
and
New York.
Anderson. Porcupine Rim is in Las Vegas, and it's pretty good distance. about
Thank
30
you.
minutes.
Jesus loves you
The
too.
detectives will tell you, this is Detective Ozawa and Detective Carrie Skinner, that when they go to the residence, they observe the defendant. She's kind of either moving stuff or moving back and forth between the home and the vehicle, and they note a couple of things before they approach and make contact with her. You see the Nissan Armada, which is the defendant's vehicle, looks pretty clean and shiny. You will see that cell phone on the right. The detectives observed that when they first drove up, kind of sitting in the rocks near the driveway. Thought, okay, that's weird, but we're not going to touch it. We're not executing a search warrant yet. They leave it be, and then they make contact with the defendant.
But we don't.
Because now they know some more things, and things aren't quite adding up, and they want to know a little bit more. They make contact with the defendant, and this is prior to them going into the home and executing a search warrant on the home. We get a little more information, but the story generally remains the same. That John recently dated Andrea. This is extra information. But that last night he threw away his engagement ring in the trash can at Paladura, which, remember that. That John wanted to get back together with her romantically. This is new information.
Look
And
at
move
you,
in,
shit.
which we already know to provide stability for the girls. She mentioned that Yoko does not know Devier and I are married.
Wow, crazy.
She claimed that her marriage with Devier was one of convenience for
Crazy.
insurance purposes, and non-romantic and not sexual in nature. You will learn, and you'll actually hear it, the interview. During this interview, out in the police vehicle in front of Porcupine Rim, the girls walk up, and you can hear them, their sweet little voices, and they're like,
Well,
this is Daddy's phone, this is Daddy's phone, this is why he wasn't answering. The detectives realize.
Thoughts
that
about what?
They take the phone from the girls give it to them, and the detectives note blood on the phone. Nothing important. They ask the defendant, well, how did this get here? And she responded generally that
you know,
he must
hungry
have
now.
left it here earlier in the day when he was moving, and I don't know. I mean, there's a cigarette butt over there. I know he smoked cigarettes. It's by where the phone was. He probably left it, and the detectives are a little suspicious of that. They ask her a few more questions. Again, you're going to hear this stuff in the audio recording, so I've summarized it. And then ultimately at the end, she again sticks with this. John was alive and well in the garage when I left. As I mentioned, the detectives then obtain a search warrant and execute that search warrant on the home. They also get the warrant.
Oh, you don't
for
know
vehicles.
English.
You'll learn that white moving van.
I only
is
speak
Devier
English and
work van.
Spanish.
He was a home security installer. He did various jobs for a legitimate company. They searched that vehicle. Nothing of evidentiary value found in that vehicle. You can also barely see behind the van. There's a small sedan that's inoperable, but they search it nonetheless. They find nothing of evidentiary value. When it comes to the defendant's Nissan Armada, they photograph it on the
Yep,
outside.
that means
cut
hi,
by seals on
friend.
every opening, and then they tow that to have it searched later at their lab. You will learn they find in the garage the Ring cameras from John's home. A little weird. They grab them up, they seize them pursuant to the search warrant in the hopes that maybe since these are the cameras from John's home, it captured something. There is no footage, unfortunately, associated with it. They issued administrative subpoenas and attempted to obtain footage from Ring.
No footage?
There was no footage because he didn't have the right account to store the Ring footage in the cloud. And I'm butchering the technical terms, I'm sure that you'll hear all this from witnesses. They also noted that there was no SD card in the cameras themselves, but nonetheless, they took them, they seized them pursuant to the search warrant, just to make sure.
No SD card.
We'll also learn that they find several of the
I'm also drinking coffee.
writings throughout the home describing kind of the relationship with Devier, not exactly how the defendant described it to them to begin with. Very importantly, exactly how the defendant
What did it say? I'm looking
described it.
I'm looking at the letter on the right side. My dearest love, I can't begin to tell you how grateful I am on you,
gassy.
for you.
I'm very gassy, everyone.
Something is no
Oof.
is no wow. I would not. I would. What? I would. It's so hard to read this. Be there, you beside you, and make such day a blessing. The moment you held me in your arms, I know I did not want to something anymore. It's an honor. It's what? It's a me. You drive me wild. You drive me wild. Feel completely full with your love.
A lot of people don't usually come to this channel.
I know you don't judge me. You take me as I am. Even on my cranky days, I will something by yours, mine, adding great. You are my man. Thank you. I will something. All right, it's hard to read it. I'm trying to read it. It's hard to read it.
To begin with, very importantly, they find the defendant's purse. Inside her purse, they find the victim's social security card, along with one of her work cards.
Guys, I'll come back later. Thank you for joining us. Appreciate it. Bye.